Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of BPSA Beyond the Dispensary, the official BPSA podcast. My name's Molly, and I'll be your host as we kick off this exciting new platform to connect, inform, and engage with pharmacy students from across the UK. In today's episode, we have something very special lined up for you. You'll have the chance to get to know the BPSA Executive through a series of rapid-fire questions, from their words of wisdom to their favourite foods. Now grab your tea, let's talk pharmacy. But first, I'll be diving into what the BPSA is all about, our mission, and how we best support pharmacy students. The BPSA, or British Pharmaceutical Students Association, is the official student organisation for pharmacy students and pre-registration trainees across the UK. We've been around for over 80 years, supporting students through networking, education and professional development. Whether it's national events, local conferences, competitions or webinars, our goal is to empower you and support you through your pharmacy journey. Now moving on, let's meet the BPSA executive team.
Okay, up now we have Erica. Erica, welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Molly.
How are you today?
I am doing good. I've had a good day. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So first up, could you just introduce yourself, your role, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy career?
Yes, of course. So my name is Erica. I am the current BPSA competitions coordinator. I'm also currently a pharmacy student studying at Cardiff University, and thus far it's been good. I've been enjoying myself.
And could you go into a little bit more detail about your role?
Yeah, of course. So, like I said before, I'm the competitions coordinator. It really does what it says on the tin. The competitions coordinator is responsible for organizing all of the competitions that you guys will see, that members will see throughout the mandate. So this entails, the BPSA standalone competitions and then the sponsored competitions that we've done with BPSA stakeholders and sponsors. With competitions, it provides members with the opportunity to kind of, explore, learn about things that, they don't get to learn about in pharmacy school, earn a couple of awards and certificates along the way. It's really good if you're looking for things to put in your portfolio and stuff. Competitions is definitely, the more kind of interactive side of the BPSA. So no, it's really fun. I've been enjoying it thus far. Thank you for asking.
Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. You just need to say the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
I am so ready.
Okay, let's go. Question 1. Describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Oh my goodness. Fun, unpredictable, and exciting.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Definitely tea.
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Oh, it would probably have to be the kind of OSCE style patient interaction side of pharmacy school. That's really fun.
Your go-to revision snack?
Oh, probably a packet of squashies.
Your dream pharmacy career?
It would either have to be something to do with, pediatrics, working with the children, or it would be something in kind of like policy, that kind of remit. I don't know whether there's an intersection, but no, I would love to work in either of those fields. I think it would be so fun.
Interesting. Do you put cereal or milk first?
Definitely milk first.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
I'm just going to go with what's come into my mind and say paracetamol.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
Oh, I would really love to debunk the fact that, with pharmacy, when you finish, the only thing that you can do is kind of go into community pharmacy. I think with all of the things that we've had the opportunity to witness as part of being on the exec and also BPSA members, having a pharmacy degree does not mean kind of that straightforward path. There's so many things that you can do with a pharmacy degree. So if people can take one thing from my little segment is to know that you can do so many things with a pharmacy degree.
And my last question for you, what is the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
I would say don't be too hard on yourself and definitely take every opportunity that comes your way because you don't know where it can lead to.
Hey, thank you so much, Erica, for joining us. That's all the questions I have for you today.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. No, thank you for having me.
Martina, welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hi, Molly. Lovely to be here.
So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role and executive, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Of course. So, hi, everyone. My name is Martina. I'm a fourth-year pharmacy student at Swansea University, and I sit on the BPSA Executive team as one of the annual conference organisers.
And what does an annual conference organizer do?
That is a big question. So, in a nutshell, there's two of us on the executive team who are responsible for organising the big flagship event of the BPSA, which is the annual conference. And this is a week-long event that basically brings pharmacy students all across the UK into one university and its city for a week of socialising, advocacy, and networking. And so, as annual conference organisers, we are in charge of basically organising every single aspect of this week. So, whether it's the social nights, whether it's organising keynote speakers, and then also just the conference business, the rooms, every aspect of annual conference, we're responsible for planning.
Amazing. Now I've got a few rapid fire questions for you, if that's okay.
Of course.
Question 1, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Timekeeping, organised, and exciting.
Amazing. And do you prefer coffee or tea?
Tea, specifically herbal tea.
What's your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Medicine or chemistry.
Go-to revision snack?
Sour cream and chive pretzels.
Dream pharmacy career?
Clinical trial pharmacist.
Do you put cereal or milk first?
Cereal first.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
I'd say a beta blocker to calm everyone's hearts down.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
That we're all rejects from medicine.
And my last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you've got for pharmacy students?
To network and to basically put your name out there. Always never be afraid to ask questions and make the most of the entire journey.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Right, now we have Rami. Hi, Rami. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hi, Molly. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role on executive, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Okay, so my name's Romy. I'm the engagement officer and I'm a third-year pharmacy student at Kiel.
Perfect. And can I just get you to go into a little bit more detail on your role?
So as the engagement officer, I do all things social media related. So I handle all the content creation. So everything you see on our Instagram and Facebook, that's made by either me, my subcommittee, or just other members of exec. Then I do things like responding to our LinkedIn comments and posting our LinkedIn post. Also managing our TikTok, our Twitter as well.
Amazing. Now I have some rapid fire questions for you. You just need to say the first thing that comes to your mind. First question, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Ooh, creative, fast-paced, and digital. Yeah,
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
coffee.
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Ooh, I'm gonna say pharmacodynamics.
Go-to revision snack?
Carrots and hummus.
Your dream pharmacy career?
Ooh, something in industry.
You put cereal or milk first?
I don't like cereal, so neither.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Ketamine, and that's because it was my first. It was the first project that we ever did in first year.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
that there's more to pharmacy than community hospital and industry. There's a lot more areas that people can go into.
And my last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
Just keep putting yourself out there, make yourself seen on LinkedIn, on social media. Just give pharmacy a name by showcasing your own individual story. I feel like every pharmacy student has their own unique story, and it's a story that deserves to be heard.
That's amazing advice. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been great getting to know you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, now we have Awoma. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hello, hello, hello.
So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role on BPSA Executive, and also what stage you're at in your pharmacy career?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Iwoma, and I'm a fourth year pharmacy student at the University of East Anglia, and I'm the IT officer, so the Information Technology Officer of the BPSA.
Amazing. And can I just get you to go into a little bit more detail about what you do in your role?
Yeah, sure. So as the IT officer, I manage all the IT stuff to do with the association. So that's primarily the website and the link tree. So with the website, I constantly update it and try to make it look as good as possible for our members and students to access our resources and the events that we have going on. And then on top of that, make sure that the links are up to date in collaboration with Romy, our engagement officer. And then on top of that, I also manage the website inquiries. So the emails that come from the website, I forward them to the relevant people and then answer them if I'm able to. And then apart from that, anything that the fellow exec members want to do IT wise or have any issues with, they come to me and then I try to solve them.
Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Question one, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
In 3 words, ooh, fun, creative, busy.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
I would say neither, but I'd say tea if I had to pick.
Favorite subjects in pharmacy school?
Ooh, cancer.
Go-to revision snack?
Ooh, my notes.
Dream pharmacy career?
Oncological pharmacist.
Do you put cereal or milk first?
Cereal first.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
I would say clozapine because it sounds cool.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
I think one myth, like my friend from college, he thought that pharmacists just run the dispensary, not even in the sense of like managing the drugs, but like they just run a shop. So that's one myth I'd like to debunk. We don't just run a shop as a community pharmacist.
My last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
Enjoy your life at pharmacy school. Make as many friends as you can, and go through the journey together with them. That would be my advice.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. That's all the questions I've got for you.
Sure. Thank you.
Now up, we've got Anna. Hi, Anna. Welcome to the pod.
Right, thank you.
So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role in the executive, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Yes, of course. So my name is Anna, and I'm the EPS officer for the BPSA. My role also includes being the liaison secretary for EPSA. So in a way, I do have a role on their team as well. What I tend to do is I attend the flagship events as much as I can. So this year I'm lucky enough to attend 3 out of 4 at least. And I've had experience of attending one of the General Assemblies, so it's quite similar to our conference business, where I went as an official delegate. So as BPSA, we have a vote on EPSA, and we get to vote and make discussions and put our opinion as an organization on a European level. And then also all of these opportunities are available to our members. So my role on the BPSA this year is to promote as much as I can to our members and also to help on the executive itself with organizing and webinars, sitting in meetings, the usual. So for where I am currently in my pharmacy journey, I'm a trainee pharmacist at Royal Stoke Hospital, just going through my training year now. Hopefully will be registered soon.
Okay, perfect. And now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, first question. Describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Opportunities, unknown, incredible.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Tea, 100%.
What was your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
I'd say pharmacy practice.
Your go-to revision snack?
I really like rice cakes.
Your dream pharmacy career?
My dream pharmacy career. I want to try everything and see where it leads me to, I guess. Have as much as experience in different fields as I can.
That's a good plan. Do you put cereal or milk first?
Cereal.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
That's a tough question. I guess cocodamol because it's very useful.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
That we do more than picking up boxes from the shelves.
And final question, what's the best piece of advice that you've got for pharmacy students?
Join BPSA as soon as you can and be active.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Now up we have Sanjita. Sanjita, welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
So I'm the Southern Area Coordinator and I'm currently a fourth year student at Kingston.
Amazing. And could you just go into a little bit more detail about what your role is on exec?
So as a Southern Area Coordinator, I have 6 unis that I overlook. So at the beginning of the Monday, I had to do roadshows. So I have to go to different unis and like just talk about BPSA. And then I had to organize 2 conferences and I have reps and liaisons in every uni who helps me promote BPSA stuff to their peers.
Brilliant. And now I have some rapid fire questions for you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, first question. Describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
So leadership, organization, and communication.
You prefer coffee or tea?
Tea,
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
clinical,
Your go-to revision snack?
pretzels.
Dream pharmacy career?
Um, I would say GP pharmacy,
You put cereal or milk first?
cereal.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Naproxen.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
I would say not all of us are mad rejects.
And my last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
So at the beginning of the year, please get yourself a calendar, like a wall calendar, and then put in everything that's going to come up. So, like, say a submission, or like if you want to go out with your friends or anything, just put it on that calendar. Pharmacy school is so time consuming, I would say. There's always something going on that you need that to be organized.
That's such great advice. That's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we have Harvey. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. It's fantastic we're doing this.
No worries at all. Just to start off, could you please introduce yourself, your role on executive, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Yeah, so my name's Harvey. I am one of the annual conference organisers, and I am in my fourth year at Swansea University.
Amazing. And could you just give us a little bit more insight into your role?
Yeah, of course. So my role is quite different from the other executive members, primarily because there are 2 of us. So I am one of the ACOs, and Martina is one of the other ACOs. So together, we organise the annual conference, which is the main flagship event for the association. This is where or we invite everyone from across across Great Britain and all BPSA members to come to our event, and they attend. So when organising the annual conference, there are certain rules we do have to abide by. That is including conference business, but also including keynote speakers. So we usually pick a generalised topic. So, for instance, this theme is pharmacy in the world of specialism. So we have chosen multiple speakers from across the UK who are independent prescribers and also have a specific field. But within that role, we do also have to organise some of the events which take place in the evenings and the social events. These usually include culture nights. We also have the Pharmacy Defence Association's Curry Night. So they help sponsor one of our events, and we coordinate those table bookings. But we also do a lot with our own reps and liaisons within our own pharmacy school, especially when we publish different social media posts and that. So it's a very rounded role. We sort of have lots of different fingers and a lot of different pies. Like, we're involved in social media. We're also involved in top table as well, finance. So if you really want to sort of like have a generalized role, and I think the ACO role is absolutely fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Personally, annual conference is one of my favorite times of year, so it's really great to see it all coming together. So next up, I have a few rapid fire questions for you. Make sure to just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Ready as always.
Okay, so question number 1, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Fantastic, amazing, enjoyable.
You prefer coffee or tea?
Ooh, tea.
Favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Probably it's a bit of an odd one, but actually I love ethics. Anything to do with ethics.
Interesting. Your go-to revision snack?
Probably honey roasted peanuts.
Dream pharmacy career?
A dream pharmacy career would be working somewhere in pediatrics, hopefully neonatology. I've always liked anything to do with pediatrics.
Do you put cereal or milk first?
Obviously cereal. You have to be an absolute serial killer to put milk first.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Probably paracetamol, because you're sort of like the go-to person. You used throughout for many different conditions as well, and just helping ease the pain.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
That we're not just picking medication off the shelf. Pharmacy is such a broad career, and you can do so many things with it. Go down research, go into practice. That it is not just community. There are so many branches, and that's what I've always wanted to expand, to show that pharmacy is not just one thing. It's unlimited potential.
And last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
Best piece of advice would more than likely be to make sure that if you have got any assessments coming up, do not do what I do and leave everything to the last minute, because you just create undue stress for you. So just make sure you time everything and try to spread it out evenly across the whole year.
Yeah, that's great advice. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's been so great getting to know you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, now we have Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Welcome to the pod.
Hi, Molly.
How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. So just to start off, can I get you to introduce yourself, your role, and what stage you're at in pharmacy?
Okay, so my name is Victoria. I'm the treasurer, and I'm currently in my final year of pharmacy school.
Oh, and what does the treasurer do exactly?
So the treasurer's job is just to keep track of the finances and, keep a hold of the bank account and just make sure that the right things are coming in, the right things are going out, and just kind of making sure that our finances are just in control.
Okay, now I have some rapid fire questions for you. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
First question, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Fun, patient, organized.
Perfect. And do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Pharmacy practice.
Your go-to revision snack?
Oh, I have a few. I would say Nutella biscuits or chocolate hobnobs.
Your dream pharmacy career?
Maybe more so pharmacy business.
Okay. You put cereal or milk first?
Milk first.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
If I was a drug, atorvastatin.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
That we all wanted to do medicine.
And my last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
Keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. You're going to finish soon.
Hey, great. That's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Molly.
Okay, so next up we have Hikmat. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hi, Molly. I'm so happy to be here.
So just to start off, could you introduce yourself, what your role is on executive, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy career?
Yes, so my name is Hikmat. I'm third year pharmacy at the University of Birmingham, and I am the Western Area Coordinator. And yeah, I'm just living and breathing, trying to get through pharmacy school. It's not easy.
Could you just go a little bit more into detail about your role on exec?
Yeah, sure. So Western Area Coordinator, basically I'm in charge of the engagement of like the pharmacy students in the west of the UK, which covers 7 pharmacy schools. I have a responsibility of hosting 2 conferences. I did one last November, did another one a couple of days ago actually, and it was a hit. It was really good. And yes, I'm just responsible for making sure people in the west of the UK know about BPSA and utilize all the events and the webinars that we do get up to.
So now I've got a few rapid fire questions for you, if that's okay.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna try my best.
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure to say the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, question 1. Describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Okay, 3 words: hectic, fun, and social.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
I like sweet coffee. Yeah.
What's your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
My favorite subject is just learning about diseases and stuff. So I'm not really sure what you call that, but not the science of the drugs too much. No thanks.
Your go-to revision snack?
Oh, my go-to revision snack is fruit. I love fruit, like pineapples, mangoes, grapes. Love, 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 love.
Your dream pharmacy career?
Oh, I would love to be a chief pharmacist somewhere, maybe like a hospital or run my own business. But yeah, just be the head. I like to lead things. So,
You put cereal or milk first?
oh my gosh, it's milk first, and then you warm that milk in a microwave, and then you put your cereal. That is the only way. Only way.
It's a controversial take, I think.
Yeah.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Oh, I would be citalopram, because after people take the drug, because it's antidepressant, isn't it? So basically making people happier, and I feel like I'm quite joyful myself, so I think it just goes well with like who I am as a person.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
One myth about pharmacy is that we're BTEC doctors. We low-key are, but we're not, because we know a lot about drugs. Doctors rely on us. So basically, we're not BTEC because doctors couldn't do their job without us. So
Yeah, touche. And my last question for you, what's your best piece of advice for pharmacy students?
my best piece of advice is make sure you have a good balance in pharmacy school. Stay on top of your work from the get-go, but then also have fun, because university is meant to be a fun time. You only go for it once in your life. And yeah, so live it up, but then also face your books.
That's great advice. Okay, that's all the questions I have for you.
Thank you so much, Molly.
Now we have Craig. Hi, Craig. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
So just to start off, could I get you to introduce yourself, your role, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Of course. My name is Craig Deep from UEA. I'm the vice president of the association, and right now I'm still a fourth year student and potentially training pharmacist in a few months.
Amazing. And could I just get you to go into a little bit more detail on what your role is on exec?
Yeah, so vice president, so essentially one of the people leading the association alongside the president. Well, my role are more logistical, administration, a lot of leadership involved. So I guess leading the rest of the team with the president. And one of my roles is going to meetings, being able to be assessing some of the tasks for the association, run some of the top table meetings as well, and anything to do with the running of the association, and ensure that the presidents are the resources and the knowledge necessary to be empowered to run everything smoothly. So I'm sort of like a supportive role for the president.
Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you, if that's okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, question one, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Okay. Busy, heavy, and fun.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
E.
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Subject. Drug delete. No, I'm joking. Medchem.
Do you have a go-to revision snack?
I'll never say no to some. I'll never say no to some biscuits. Any biscuits.
Do you have a dream pharmacy career?
A dream pharmacy career. Yes, be the chief pharmacist of my local region.
You put cereal or milk first?
Come on, man. That's a silly question. Cereal, of course.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Ooh, I feel like I'll be amoxicillin. Simple and useful.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
They can do alone. I feel like pharmacist is one of those degrees that are very challenging themselves. So being able to be part of a community, a guild, or just have anyone there to support you throughout the degree is very essential. You can definitely do it by yourself, but with the help of someone on a hand can make the whole journey so much easier. So yeah, reach out.
What's the best piece of advice that you've got for pharmacy students?
Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You'll never know what sort of interaction or opportunity you might take that comes your way can help you along the line in the future, in a sense that you just because you're a student doesn't mean that you can start thinking about the future. And you'd be surprised that many of the interaction you're gonna have right now and much of the connection you're gonna take right now as a student might help you so much down the line. So do take as many chances as possible.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Craig.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Now up, we have Emeka. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
No problem. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. So
Not
just to
bad.
start off, can I get you to introduce yourself, your role and exec, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Emeka. I'm the president of the BPSA, and I'm a fourth year pharmacy student at UEA.
Perfect. And could you just expand a little bit on your role?
Yeah, so my role as president, you know what, it's not really specific. It's quite versatile, to be honest. It's based on making sure that everyone conducts their responsibilities, making sure that everyone is okay in their role, both from a mental health point of view and also from, a community point of view as well, and just making sure that everyone has the tools and has the necessary requirements to make sure that they can produce what they need to produce. I feel like the role of president it kind of it's basically what you make of it at the end of the day. You know, for me, I'm someone that really likes to, make sure people are okay. I like to connect with people through communication, through empathy, and I feel like that's something that I hope I've conducted during my mandate this year. I just like to check in with people, and I don't like it to be a thing where it's a lot of like, BPSA stuff and just pharmaceutical stuff. I feel like it's also important to connect with people on a personal level, making sure like, I mean, I know you can't be friends with everyone, but I try to be friends with everyone, that's the type of person I am. So making sure I can connect with them on a personal level and just create that environment where they're going through anything personal wise, BPSA wise, university wise, they know they can come to myself or they have the environment to express themselves. So that's one of the main roles as president, creating an environment where everyone believes they can work cohesively with other people because it's not just me, there's 19 other people in the team and we all come from different backgrounds, different responsibilities as well. So making sure, everyone is compatible within their own, just make sure that they know what they're doing at the end of the day because, you're the director at the end of the day. You have to point them in the right directions. You have to give them the directions. And, I can wholeheartedly say that, with this team especially, you don't have to really say too much. You say one thing and then they let their imagination just kind of do the rest. So, yeah, the role of president is really what you make of it, really what you make of it. Obviously, you also engage with external stakeholders, external organizations, making sure you facilitate ongoing relationships with the BPSA, existing and upcoming sponsors as well. And at the end of the day, you are the face of the BPSA, but it's important that you also make other people aware that it's not just you, but you have 19 other people there that are also the face of the BPSA.
Now I have some rapid fire questions for you, if that's okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, question one, describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
Exciting new and adaptability.
Okay, perfect. And do you prefer coffee or tea?
Oh, after this placement, I've been on coffee because all they give me in the GP surgery is coffee every hour. So I have to say coffee now.
So they do like coffee in
No, they
GP
love
then.
it.
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
Oh, can't lie. It started being pharmacology, but I think now it's medchem. I think medicinal chemistry, yeah.
Go-to revision snack?
As a drink or as a food?
Both.
Both. But it has to be Red Bull. If I'm not saying water, it has to be Red Bull, just because of exam season. And there's a specific type of Red Bull. I think it's called Bear in our SU shop at University of East Anglia. If you ever come there, get the Bear. It's the best. It's really good. And yeah, as a food, I would probably say, you know what? Recently, it's been pineapple.
Your dream pharmacy career?
I feel like it's definitely evolved over the years, but I would probably say owning my own pharmacy has always been a dream. So being a superintendent pharmacist, but also I feel like through my experiences through the BPSA, being involved in the political side of things. So, one day potentially going through the RPS organization, becoming, you never know, director of England, that type of responsibilities where, you're always involved in the current affairs of pharmacy and healthcare. So yeah, that's probably one of the dreams that's kind of developed through my BPSA journey.
You put cereal or milk first?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, she's about to grab me. Oh, oh man, I put cereal first. I put cereal first before I put the milk.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
Hmm. I would probably be amoxicillin. So amoxicillin. I would be amoxicillin because you can be using anyone apart from people that are allergic, and it's well loved and it's very trustworthy. So I'll go with amoxicillin.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
One myth about pharmacy. That pharmacists don't just work in community and hospital. They work in industry, they work in GP, they work in retail, they work in a lot more sectors than people will think of. So it's not just community and hospital.
Mhm. And my last question for you, what's the best piece of advice that you have for pharmacy students?
Best piece of advice, please, please take the first step. Especially when you're in first year, please take the first step because the first step will literally dictate the rest of your pharmacy journey. Don't let fear, don't let other people like friends, if friends are not also trying to take that step, think about your own personal journey because me sitting here, I can be like, I've got what, 2 months left of being a student. If I never took that first step, I would have never known about the BPSA organization. I would have never met all these wonderful people that have changed my life for the good. So please, please, please take that first step because that's where you find out who you really are as a person.
Hi, Shabi. Welcome to the BPSA podcast.
Hello, Molly. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
That's good. I am tired, but I'm still going.
So just to start off, can I get you to introduce yourself, your role on exec, and what stage you're at in your pharmacy journey?
So, yes, my name is Shivi, and I am currently the IPSF officer, which stands for the International Pharmaceutical Students Federation, and I am currently a trainee pharmacist.
And could you just go into a little bit more detail about what you do on exec?
So, as the IPSF officer, I am one half of the international side, and this not only covers Europe, but also covers global. And with IPSF, I am something called a contact person. So what my role is to do with the BPSA and in IPSF is to promote obviously BPSA initiatives within IPSF, but also to promotes IPSF initiatives to the BPSA members so they can get involved with. So this could be competitions, policy work, pharmacy education, professional development, anything you can name it. They do webinars, events, they do flagship events that are actually happening. One is happening in Newcastle, actually. Luckily, we are hosting the regional symposium, and the other one will be happening in Kenya. And that will be the World Congress, and that will be the final event before this mandate sums up for IPSF. But other than that, obviously, people can contact me about more information to do with any other IPSF initiatives.
Perfect. Now I've got some rapid fire questions for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 1. Describe your BPSA role in 3 words.
So, global, inquisitive, and inclusive.
You prefer coffee or tea?
Tea, all the way.
Your favorite subject in pharmacy school?
It was chemistry, and that's how I'm going to leave it because I have no other favorite subject.
You have a go-to revision snack?
I think it's going to be fruits.
Dream pharmacy career?
Ooh, something that allows me to travel.
You put cereal or milk first?
I put cereal first. I don't know if that's bad.
If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
I would be amiodarone because it lasts very long and I last very long in people's hearts. Kind of cringe, but yeah.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you'd like to debunk?
That pharmacists are only there to hand out medication. Pharmacists do much more than that. We obviously counsel patients on how to use their medication and also give them more advice about maybe minor ailments. Obviously, if they come in with something like a swollen eyelid, we can help like diagnose that and give them something over the counter. We also help obviously in hospital to obviously screen their drug charts for any errors. We correct things there. We also offer advice to other healthcare professionals, not just like nurses, but also doctors and any other people that come to us for advice. So pharmacy is a vast role. It's not just about handing medication, it's also about enriching, obviously, the public about their medication and their conditions as well. Obviously, when that is in the primary care, in hospital, of course, we do that as well. And pharmacists get involved in industry. We get involved in the actual making, discovering of the drug, and we also, when it comes to releasing the drug as well.
And finally, what's the best piece of advice that you've got for pharmacy students?
I would say experience everything you can. We had a webinar recently where we met somebody who's a pharmacist, but she's literally done like everything. It was very, very inspiring. So my advice is to experience everything you can. Join any extracurriculars, not just BPSA, of course, even though it's probably one of the number one ones that I would recommend. I would say anything you can do, sports, anything like traveling, getting involved with societies where you can. Obviously, I know pharmacy school is hard, but please try and experience life and enjoy life as you grow as a pharmacy professional.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No worries. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Molly, for inviting me as well. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, it's Sanjida, your BPSA Southern Area Coordinator, and I'll be hosting this segment of the podcast where we'll be interviewing our very own publication officer, Molly. So to start off, could you please introduce yourself, tell me your role, tell me where you are at your pharmacy journey?
I'm Molly. I'm the Publications Officer for the BPSA, and I'm also a 4th-year pharmacy student at Kingston University.
Perfect. Could you tell us a little bit about your role? please?
Yeah, so my role is very creative. So, as a publications officer, I am obligated to produce the bi-weekly newsletter. It's called the BPSA Bulletin. And then on top of that, I can choose to do any additional publications I like, such as articles or infographics, or now the podcast.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, are you ready for the rapid fire?
I'm
Okay.
ready.
Can you please describe your role in 3 words?
So, fun, creative, organized.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee,
Favorite subject in pharmacy school?
organic chemistry,
Okay. Go to revision snack.
probably fruit like strawberries.
Dream pharmacy career?
Something clinical.
Okay. Cereal or milk first?
Cereal first, always.
Okay. If you were a drug, what drug would you be?
I would be ursodeoxycholic acid.
What's one myth about pharmacy that you would like to debunk?
The pharmacy is an easy degree. I've heard some people say that. It's definitely not easy.
Last question. What would be your best piece of advice for pharmacy students?
So my best advice would be to stay consistent. I think pharmacy is a really challenging course and the workload is a lot. So staying consistent and doing little and often as opposed to leaving everything for the last minute is probably the best way to go about it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And that wraps up our very first episode of BPSA Beyond the Dispensary. I'd like to give a big thank you to all the executive members who joined us today. I hope that gave you an insight into the people behind the BPSA and all the benefits that we can offer you as a member. So if you're not already a member, what are you waiting for? It's completely free to sign up now on our website at bpsa.co.uk. And of course, make sure to stay updated by following our social media channels, Instagram and Facebook at the BPSA and Twitter at BPSA. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time at BPSA Beyond the Dispensary.